Thousands of migrants are trapped in boats off of the shores of Indonesia and Malaysia, most of them hailing from either Bangladesh. Also, the Rohingya community in Myanmar. The Rohingya are a community of Muslims from the northern region of Myanmar called Rakhine. They have been persecuted to such an extent that many consider them the victims of attempted genocide. The migrants had apparently been stranded by traffickers and told to swim ashore. In interviews, they said they had been at sea for months and were extremely hungry and weak. They were headed to Malaysia and Thailand to find work. But Thailand has been rocked by the recent discovery of mass graves of migrants and in fact has been cracking down on immigration over the past several years. The Philippines has now just announced that it will offer shelter to the estimated 8,000 migrants, likening them to Vietnamese boat people from the 1970s. According to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, about 25,000 Rohingya from Myanmar as well as Bangladeshis attempted to migrate by sea during the first 3 months of 2015. That's twice the number from last year. Very little coverage of the persecution of Rohingya people in particular makes it into the U.S. media. President Obama lauded Myanmar as a success story during his visit there last year, effectively dismissing concerns over Rohingya persecution. Well, who are the Rohingya people? And why are they unwanted? Joining me to help answer that question is Dan Sullivan, the Director of Policy and Government Relations at the group United to End Genocide. His recent report, co-published in Foreign Policy in Focus and The Nation, is entitled Flight of the Rohingya. Stateless refugees from Burma are risking death, rape, and drowning by the thousands on a risky escape to Malaysia. Welcome to Uprising, Dan.
Thank you.
Now, the stories that are emerging from the boats of these thousands of migrants, several boats, are horrible. People killing each other over food. How long have this have these groups of migrants been on board the boats approximately, and why were they stranded there in the first place?
Well, some have been on for several months now. This mass migration or really fleeing of persecution has been going on for several years now. It goes back to persecution of the Rohingya Muslim minority in Western Burma. There's been a long history of policies of persecution by the government of Burma which have not been addressed. And in recent years, there's been an increase in the number of attacks and persecution on the Rohingya, which is really at the core of this, driving them out to sea.
And is it mostly Rohingya on this boat? Do you know what the breakdown between Rohingya from Burma and people from Bangladesh is?
It's really difficult to tell, what the numbers are. I think the latest UN estimates were that it's somewhere around 50-50. Though we've heard from people on the ground that some of the ships are exclusively Rohingya. It's tough to tell right now, but there's thousands that are fleeing.